Bet you forgot about this channel. Hello, I'm Jim of the H Jim Late podcast, and yeah, it's been a while since we uploaded here. That's okay if you forgot. But yeah, there's a new ScreenRant article, well, July 22nd, so new-ish anyway. And this is going over 10 best 10 best cards Jaden used in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Now, as we all know, ScreenRant's intelligence when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about, my intelligence with Card Fight Vanguard. In that, I watched the first season, long time ago. I quit after the second season, and now I decide I'm an expert. Well, except for the last part of the thing, but yeah. Let's see how many of these cards are actually legitimately good, and how many of these are Elemental Hero Clayman. No, wait, Avion. Clayman at least has a solid defense wall. Clayman could be useful for something. No offense, Avion supporters. Anyway, let's get into the list, shall we? Without any further ado. Yeah, I'm not going to read any of this summary stuff. I'm just going to get right into the... Unless the explanation is just so... Unless the card's just so stupid, it's like, okay, what was your thought process here? Anyway, yeah, Jaden used a lot of cards. He was in GX, blah, blah, blah. Let's get moving. Ignore the ads. First card, Negate Attack. Okay, it's not a bad choice for a first card. Number 10, Negate Attack isn't a bad card by any means necessary. I mean, it's solid in a counter fairy strategy, after all. So it's a card that negates an attack. There are freaking far worse cards in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially when it comes to... I don't think they're going to count anime-only cards in here, because, well, that just wouldn't be fair. So yeah, okay, that being number 10, as in the best cards he's ever used? Well, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's number 10. Look, they didn't make it number 1, okay? Let's give them a little slack. Anyway, moving on. Even though, wait a minute, Jaden used Mirror Force in like one episode though, so... However, he used Negate Attack more, so I don't blame him. Anyway, moving on. Elemental Hero Plasma Vice, and apparently I can't play the scene, so I guess it's probably just his summon animation, but yeah. Wait, Plasma Vice? Number 9, best card he ever used? Plasma Vice? Like, okay, Plasma Vice isn't the worst card ever made. It's Sparkman plus Blade Edge, and it has piercing damage, and I think it do another thing. I don't remember. But the point is, it's just freaking Blade Edge with a fusion monster. With the best card ever used. Of all the fusion monsters to pick, why is Plasma Vice here? He only summons it like twice in the entire series, maybe 3 times. One of the best and most versatile, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, the generic summary. When attacking, it does piercing damage and has an impressive 2,800 attack points. And if it can destroy a punch by batter simply by having Jaden send a card. Okay, so it can also destroy a card like Thunder Giant by sending a card from his hand to the graveyard. That's not terrible. It's just like the best card he ever... Does anyone even use Plasma Vice IRL? Okay, no, that's not fair. People do that when they're role-playing as Jay and Yuki. So yeah, that's like a huh? But okay. They're 1 for 1 right now, so let's see what their number 8 pick is. Honest! Okay, I mean, Honest was a good card, especially back in the day. I mean, sometimes I do still get sneak attacked by an Honest, so I can't really mock this one too much. I mean, if you're fighting a light deck, you do gotta look out for the... at least me, whenever I face a light deck, I'm just like, don't play Honest, don't play Honest, don't play Honest, damn it! So, okay, number 7, I'm not gonna knock it to them. I don't know, because Honest was legitimately good, especially back in the day. Like, when this card was released, oh boy, light decks, look out, especially when it was Light Sworn. Those things were already pretty freaking powerful. Then throw Honest into the mix. So yeah, Honest, no arguments here. They are 2-1, in my opinion. Wait a minute. This card helped Jaden win the most difficult duels. He used it once. Wait, no, twice. Twice, I'm wrong. He used it once against Mr. T when it was just 5-headed dragon, and he used it once when he faced Yusuke Fujiwara, the guy who played Clear Monsters. So no, technically that is plural, so I'm wrong. That's okay. I'll take an L every once in a while. Anyway, number 7. Wing Kriebel level 10 could destroy entire fields. I mean, Really? The most powerful card he's ever played. Okay, you need Wing Karibo, Transcendent Wings, to discard 2 cards from your hand, and then it relies on your opponent attacking into it. I'm not saying it's the worst card ever made, far from it. In fact, there are some fun, neat strategies with it. I think I've been snuck attacked by it by Ace a couple of times. I don't remember fully though. But, so it's far from like a terrible card. Luckily your opponent doesn't need to attack, you just need to enter their battle phase. But I don't know, the best card he's ever made? I don't know. Best cards ever used, I should say. I mean, how many times has he summoned it? Like 3 times, maybe? 3, 4, I want to say. Well, that's not as bad as the manga version. The Wing Karibo level 9. I mean, that's not a terrible card either, but who the freak plays level 9? I'm just jumping through so many hoops. I mean, it does do a lot when level 10 comes out, but still. I mean, that one's more questionable, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to count that one just because I can't decide. Anyway, number 6, Miracle Fusion. Okay, yeah, I'm not even going to argue with that one because Miracle Fusion is still used in hero decks to this day. It is that incredibly useful. Just imagine if they had Sunriser back in the day. It would be insane. And yeah, it's not used to make Electrum and stuff like that, because sadly Electrum kind of moved to the sideline. He was supposed to be like the face of Electrum, like their true final boss, and then Neos comes along like, yo, this is my archetype now, biatch. You could still be in the archetype, but it's my archetype now. Oh, it's nuts. But yeah, Miracle Fusion, no arguments here. That is a legitimately great card. If anything, the only question is only number 6. But hey, you know, it's on the list at all. When it comes to ScreenRant, I'll give them credit where credit is due. They put it on the list. That's how low the standards are. We're just like, it's here. Watch number 5. Neospatian Dark Panther. What? Let's use spell cards. Maybe I'll use that for part 2. Anyway, number 5. Rainbow Neos! No. Actually, they're going on a bit of a streak here. We got, what was that, like 3, 4, and 1? Rainbow Neos is legitimately a great card. It's still even useful today. Actually, it only got better with time because Neos Fusion can summon Rainbow Neos because it just needs Rainbow Dragon and Neos. And that effect, its 3 effects are still very useful to this day. So yeah, not gonna lie, that's a legitimately great choice. Again, the only question is only number 5, but again, them putting Rainbow Neos on the list at all is like, okay, gonna give you that one. I mean, some of them are probably just on the list because, oh, this was really cool when it happened in the anime, but no, the cards are legitimately good. So I can't really complain them about that too much. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it to them. That's a win for ScreenRant. Let's see how they fork it up next. Blah, 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 blah. Neos Wiseman is better than Rainbow Neos. Suck it, jabroni. Okay, there's the L again. Okay, Neos Wiseman has gotten better with time, just because they introduced the Neos Kluger thing, which is what Neos Wiseman should have been. The fusion monster like it was in the anime. What? I don't know who possessed them to think, no, let's have you summon them both to the field and then tribute them to summon this thing. I mean, if you could summon Neos Wiseman, it's not atrocious. Far from it. But the best card Jaden's ever used, it showed up in one duel and didn't even get Jaden the win. That was freaking Divine Neos. Anyway, sorry, lost my train of thought. I still don't it baffles me that they decide the most about Neos is just, Neos Wiseman, is just how, like, why did you make it 2 tributes? Like, to make it worse, it's Yubel's effect is that he has to, if you want to keep him on the field, you have to sacrifice the monsters. So really, when you think about it, it's not 4 tributes, it's 5 or more. If you just want to keep Yubel around for a bit longer. It's so freaking, just give him the poly, and they did years later, but still, this thing is, no, I like Neos Wiseman. I don't hate the card, but damn, that is not the best card he's ever pulled. Far from it. Far from it. And it's definitely not better than Rainbow Neos. If this card was in the 10th slot, I might be a little nicer to it, and like Negate Attack was 9, and we just moved the others up a slot. And then if this was number 10, it'd be like, okay, maybe we can let you off with a warning here, but number frickin' 5, was it? Ford. Frig no. No. Wrong. Factually incorrect. The streak was too good to last. Anyway, that's an L. Let's see what they frig up next. Well, actually, they are like 3 or 4 for 2. I don't know. Let's see what they decide is the next best card. Number 3, Divine Neos. No! No! It is not the best card Jaden's ever pulled. Again, if this was number 10, I might be a little bit nicer to it because it did have... This is the thing that beat Darkness and all that jazz, and it does have a really cool summon animation. Plus, God Neos is a pretty cool name. I mean, that is the Divine for the English version, but whatever. It gets the point across. It has a really cool summon on Duel Links that you'll probably never see because you have to summon Divine Neos. I mean, it's just so... I want to like it more, but I feel like for all the work you put into it, you should get, like, you could choose a Neospatial effect from the graveyard. You should just be able to pick all of them at that point. Like, I did get Future Fusion with the thing back in the day, so maybe that's why they didn't do it. They were just, like, afraid of future-proofing, or something like that. But it's like, really? The ultimate hero in terms of power? No. Factually wrong. Have you seen Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer? Probably not. Heck, Plasma's better than this, because at least Plasma would just be like, yoink! Also, you have no effects now. This thing doesn't do that. This thing is not better than Rainbow Neos. It might be better than Neos Wiseman, though. You can make an argument there. Or at least, you know, back and forth there. But better than Rainbow Neos? No. Just no. This does not belong as number 3. If ScreenRant did honorable mentions, I would let off a little warning. Absolutely. It's just like, okay, fine. We can just, like, give them a pass here. They didn't mention it, but it's fine. Watch number 1 would be Polymerization, in which case, I mean, you can make the argument, because Poly is a legitimately great card, but... Or a necessary card for fusion decks, anyway. But, it's like, the best cards ever used? The Debato. It's like, really? I don't know. And to look at board, out of all the effects you could have used in the graveyard, Flare Scare, because gotta get that number up. Why not Ground Mole and then just bounce the thing back to the hand? I don't know. And then again, it has to attack, so we can bounce both back to the hand. I don't know, it just is. It is what it is. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know. At least it looks cool. You gotta give it that, though. Divine Neos is not a bad design by a long shot. So, yeah. And plus, I do love the scene where he summons it when he just thanks his deck and then activates the card, and getting all nostalgic feelings. Let's move on to the next one so I can yell at ScreenRant some more. Number 2, Sabatiel, the Philosopher's Stone. Especially if we're counting the anime version, abso-freaking-lutely. That card if he did not have that card in his deck, he would not have beaten Kagimaru. I know that for a freaking fact, because just how many times he had to dig into that card to save his butt is just mind-blowing. If he did not have Sabatiel, he would have lost. I mean, ultimately, it's like, well, technically the writer could just put in a different card in his deck, but it's like, you know what I mean. That card came in clutch. And it was such a broken card that had to die at the end of the episode, because it's like, well, we can't just give him this card for the rest of the series. Then there's no series. Jaden just activates Sabatiel every duel. And that's not very interesting. But it is like one of those ones like, damn it, if only he, like, could keep it, but just, like, break in case of emergencies or something. Like, imagine if he, like, kept the card, but it's like, I'm not going to use this for our, like, casual duel side. What's the fun in that? But then frickin' Sartorius comes around, and it's like, Jaden shows up in the final duel with Sartorius, and he's got Sabatiel in hand. Just, like, save him for final boss fights. Break in case of emergency. That would be cool. Now, for Sabatiel IRL isn't the best. It's kind of on the same idea, but isn't wishing for any card. It's any card that resists fusion, which isn't atrocious, but it's such a gosh darn power creep. Also, it needs Wing Karibo to work, but actually, no, it doesn't actually. If a Wing Karibo was destroyed, you could just add it to your hand. That's a bonus effect. You don't need the Wing Karibo. You could draw it legitimately, and it's fine. So, like, okay, if we're counting the anime version of Sabatiel, abso-freaking-lutely, that's number 2. If we're counting the real-life version of Sabatiel, I don't think that counts because it's not bad. The real-life version isn't bad. a little underwhelming after you get seeing the anime and how many things it can do. It's just like, I mean, they're not doing it wrong or anything because Jaden just focused on mainly fusion cards. It's not like he'd be like, give me Monster Reborn or something. He just stayed up, focused on like defusion, fusion recovery, and a third thing I'm forgetting at the moment, and then he used Sabatiel. I think it was like fusion recovery. Did I say fusion recovery already? Defusion, fusion recovery, and someone correct me in the comments. But yeah. Okay, but if we're just gonna count the influence of Sabatiel and that one in the Kagemaru duel, then fine, I'll give you that one. But if we're counting the real life version, no. Because it's not even used in frickin' hero decks. But if we're counting half of the cards in this list, then they also aren't used in hero decks. Except for Rainbow Neos and Miracle Fusion. So, yeah. Let's just move on. They're not having anime cards listed, but we'll just count the anime version of Sabatiel and give them a win. Why not? Be nice. Super Polymerization. Absolutely. I don't think it should be at number 1, though. Like, I'm a freaking, like, hater of Super Polymerization. Just because I hate the fact it's like, okay, I have my entire board of monsters. No, you don't. What do you mean? Boom. Also, you can't respond to this unless you have that one Haman card. Or was it a Raw card? I think it was a Raw card. Shit, I freaking hate Super Poly. And what's nuts is the theory that it was going to be even more busted, but because Cyrus wasn't absorbed by Braun's whole thing, Super Poly needs a discard. It's just like, man, imagine Super Poly didn't need a discard. I mean, it's already a busted friggin' card, and the whole it needs a discard is not a power balancing thing. But it's like, imagine how much nuttier it would have been. It's just like, no, just do it. You don't even need the discard. Because at least if you're like, have only one, like if you have nothing in your hand, you drop for turn, it's Super Poly. It's dead for that turn. Unless you have like a Jar of Greed or something face down or something. But, other than that, it's just like, ugh. Is this number 1? I mean, it's still used to this day. I mean, at the time it came out, it just kind of came out, and that was kind of the end of it. Like, it was used, like, sparsely, but as time went on, it got used more and more and more. So, maybe this does deserve to be number 1. Huh, maybe I'm in the wrong. But, yeah, okay, Super Poly is number 1, and has a spell that could alter reality itself. I mean, yeah, you about tried to fuse all 12 dimensions together, and Jaden said, nah, my soul and your soul. It's like, how does that work? Shut up, anime thing. Okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, Super Poly's number 1 is the best card Jaden ever played. Honestly, I'm not coming up with an argument, really. I mean, that would just kind of make sense. Maybe number 1 is a little too high. Maybe some would put it as number 2, number 3. But it going in the top of the list, can't really argue with that one. So ultimately, this list by ScreenRant wasn't terrible. Like, yeah, there were some weird ones, like your Neos Wiseman and Divine Neos. But overall, the list was actually pretty solid. Like, there were some cards in here that, like, negate attack. It's like, I mean, weird, but okay. Plasma Vice was also like, what? Where's Flame Wingman? I mean, I guess Flame Wingman wouldn't make sense to put in here, but Flame Wingman has quite a few support cards and a new version, although it might not have been out at the time. It was a week ago. I don't remember. Actually, it probably was. Yeah, it was absolutely out at the time. But, yeah, ultimately, yeah, I don't know, Plasma Vice just like, what? What do you mean, why Plasma Vice? Of all monsters, I mean, if the list had put in, like, Electrum, I still would have said no, so maybe this is a no-win scenario. I don't know. Is there a card that Jaden played that would legitimately see play today? I mean, besides Flame Wingman, just because of all the support and stuff like that. Not really. I mean, if they were going to count Manga Jaden, then they could throw in Stratos into this, but other than that, not really. But this is Anime Jaden, clearly. Because Manga Jaden didn't use Plasma Vice. So, yeah. Ultimately, this list wasn't too bad by ScreenRant standards. There were... Look, I'm coming up by standards of the cards in here were actually legitimately good. They didn't friggin' throw in Elemental Hero Konospe or something, or Poison Rose. Like, imagine. They put in cards that were legitimately good, and some that were questionable at best, so I give it to ScreenRant. I don't think this article was the worst. They've done far worse. Don't look at their Dragon Ball stuff, or maybe that's something else. But yeah. Okay. that was a list by ScreenRant. If you want to see more of this stuff, let me know in the comments below, and maybe this channel will come back to life. Who knows? So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!